Alright, so I'm going to show how to open up and disassemble this Chromebook 11 3180. So first thing we're going to need is a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver, and then you'll need a way to remove these little plastic covers. I just use a needle to do that. Alright, so let's remove the screws. You want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. I just take it out. Oops, maybe these screws actually stay in the model, so let's see here. Okay, it looks like the screws actually stay in place. It's going to be a little bit difficult to work on this because my right clavicle's broken and it causes some pain if I move around my arm too much. But I'll see what I can do. Hopefully I can do this all with mostly one hand. Alright, so it looks like these screws do hold themselves into place. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the bottom two down here as well. Hopefully there's no hidden screws other than the two that I see under these plastic covers. Alright, so I got those 5 screws. Now we're going to go ahead and remove these plastic covers. I'm just going to use a needle and I'm going to get underneath and lift that out. Alright, so I'm going to stick this here just so we don't lose it. Alright, same thing with the other one. I'm just going to stick it there so we don't lose it. Okay, then we're going to undo the 2 screws in the middle here as well. If I can do this with one hand, hopefully you guys will be able to do this with both hands. Alright. Okay, it looks like all these screws do hold themselves in place, so you don't need to worry about keeping them in order. They stay attached to the cover. Alright, so to open this up, it looks like there's a gap along the bottom cover here. I'm going to have to use my other hand kind of to help open this up. Right, so you want to open this up, and then what you want to do, I get my fingernail in the little gap between these 2 pieces, and then I will push with my thumb to pop it out. You don't want to push on the trackpad, just on the palm rest area. So here you can see the bottom cover is popping up. Right, once you do that, let's rotate it. We're going to get in here and we're going to just pull the rest of the cover up. You might have to pry around the edges here. I might have to use both hands. Let's see if I can do this without too much pain. Right, I'm pushing down with my thumb on the bottom part while I pull up with this cover. There we go. Alright, and then once you get it, you can kind of wiggle it and it pops out. So here you see all the screws kind of stay in place, alright? So you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so it doesn't look like anything is upgradable in here. The RAM, SSD, everything is all part of the main board. I believe it's all under here. So you can't really do anything. The main reason I'm opening this is the customer, somehow they bent this HDMI port. So we're going to try and fix that. The battery here is replaceable. This connector comes out, you just grab it and then you can kind of wiggle it to pull it back. Like all my other videos, you do have to transfer over this cable. Most batteries won't come with this cable. Battery model number is 51KD7. Alright. The little headphone microphone jack is replaceable here with the cable. There's one screw there. I'm not going to take everything apart because the main thing is just to fix this. You got the 2 speakers here, alright, they connect, and then the one cable connects up to here, so both speakers are connected together with this one wire, and then it plugs with this. You got the keyboard connector here. Wireless card is also soldered to the board, so you can't even replace the wireless card. You can remove the antennas. You got the DC jack, or the charge port here. It's also replaceable. There's 2 screws holding this into place. You want to use a PH, I don't know if the one will fit. Okay, it works. Alright, so the PH1, JS1 screwdriver will fit. And then this you can kind of just grab. I can't do it. I would use my other hand. I guess I can flip it upside down. But usually what you would do, you'd grab this connector. And then same thing, you kind of just wiggle it as you kind of pull on it and it will come out eventually. Alright, you don't want to just yank it really hard or you can actually rip this piece off the board. Okay, there's not much else here. I'm going to guess that this connector here is for the trackpad, and then everything else is soldered. You got the LCD LVDS connector here. If you're going to mess with this or the screen, make sure that you disconnect the battery and then press and hold the power button for 10 to 15 seconds before messing with it. I should probably disconnect the battery right now anyway so that I can work on this. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and do this with my messed up collarbone. It hurts to kind of use it to apply force, but there we go. Just wiggle that out. Alright, hold this. It looks like the trackpad or the touchpad is also removable. There's a screw there. So I'm going to open this up. Ow. Okay. and then press and hold the power button 10 to 15 seconds just to drain any power from the motherboard so that there's less risk of damaging anything if you start working on it. Alright. Okay. And again, now what we're going to be doing is trying to bend this into place. So it's very tough. I don't know if I can. My right arm is like handicapped right now. So I'm going to just do what I can. This piece here is like it opened up, so I'm going to try and pinch it back together. Let's see if I can even reach it with my pliers. I might have to pull the whole motherboard out if I can't. But I don't want to have to do that. That's going to be a pain. Yeah. Looks like I'm going to have to at least take some of the screws out so I can lift the motherboard higher. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Again, if you're going to do this, make sure you keep the screws in order because they are different size, shape, and lengths. And if you mix them up, you can actually damage the computer putting the wrong screws in the wrong place. Alright, so we're going to take these two screws out. There's no screw in that bottom corner. Keep that in mind. Right, it's hard for me to do this with my messed up broken clavicle, but here we go. Let's see here. This metal piece does not want to come off. I don't know what else is holding it into place. Let me take a look here. I don't know if it's glued on or something. That's really strange. Let me try moving this speaker out of the way. Okay. I don't know. This metal piece doesn't seem like it will come off. I think they glued it. Oh, there we go. It's kind of coming up. I'm going to kind of wiggle it. And yeah, they do put an adhesive or something under there a little bit. So there we go. That came off. It doesn't look like it hooks into place, so it is just the adhesive that holds it. Alright. So let's see. This kind of lifts up. I'm probably going to have to remove these screws here. So there's little arrows that kind of show where these screws came from. So hopefully you'll be able to keep track of them. They do look very similar. I think the screws are actually the same, but still you want to avoid mixing them up if you can. Okay. Alright, so let's get that up out of the way. Let's see if I can lift this now. Nope. Okay, oops. I'm probably actually going to have to completely disassemble this thing to pull the motherboard out. So I guess let's do a motherboard removal. Okay, so we got this piece out. I'm going to actually remove the battery here. So that screw, there's no screw on this side, so we're going to remove the screw over here. Hopefully you guys appreciate this, doing this, working through pain. Hopefully I don't permanently screw up my clavicle, but go. Trying to avoid putting it in a position where it hurts. Alright, there we go. Got that. Remove that battery. Okay, I'm going to put this speaker back just because it's not really doing anything having it out, I don't think. Put the wire back through the guides. I don't know if I flipped it upside down. Okay. There we go, it's staying in there. Okay, so, ow. Let's go ahead and remove these. So the trackpad cable, there's this little latch, just flip that up. You can pull this back. You can pull this. This is the keyboard cable. Right, speaker connector here. Grab that. Kind of wiggle it. I'm probably not going to remove all the cables. I'm probably going to leave the LCD cable in. Let's flip this latch up. Pull that out as well. Actually, I might as well just take everything out. I already took most of it out. Let's take this screw out. Let's take out this screw that's holding the wireless bracket in place. This bracket just holds the wireless antennas in place. Okay. Just lift that up. The wireless antennas, to remove them, I'm going to have a hard time zooming in and out, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. But grab the tail of the antenna and then just pull it straight up. Okay, sometimes it helps to kind of wiggle it as you kind of pull, just like this. Alright, here we go. Wireless antennas out. The black wire's on top, the white one was on the bottom. They actually have little arrows here. There's a black arrow pointing up there and a white arrow pointing there, so you know which one to put where. Sometimes they switch them around, but this one they did right. Alright, let's take out this screw down here. Okay, might as well disconnect everything. So I already pressed and held the power button. Let's remove this screw here as well. Okay, you don't want to take out these 4 screws. If you take them out, you're going to have to redo the thermal paste because most likely it's going to release that. And I don't think those 4 screws are holding the motherboard down. So, alright, let's remove these 2 here. Okay, flip this latch up, take a look. Yeah, okay, flip this latch up here. There we go. Same thing, get the cable out. This one seems to be held down with an adhesive, so you do want to be careful. I might just leave this cable connected. Yeah, there's an adhesive holding this down, so it's a little bit more risky to remove. So I'm actually going to leave that connected. And let's see here. Okay, let's remove the charge port. Two screws holding that into place. I'm actually going to leave the charge port connected and just have it lifted out if I can. So this metal bracket, you want to remove it. Okay, it slides underneath and it comes out just like that. Alright, so let's see if we can lift this out without taking out the LCD or LVDS connector here. So lift up the left side. Okay, you want to be careful not to damage that cable. And then we're going to slowly lift this. It looks like it bent to where it's getting caught here, so I don't know if I'll be able to get this out or not. Ow, my arm. Yeah, the plastic here got bent up, so it's actually making it very difficult to remove this piece here. Oh no, that's gonna be bad. Okay, there we go. It's lifted out. The rubber got bent a little bit. So here we go. Now I can hopefully get to this and bend it back properly. Here you can see this metal piece got all bent up really bad. I'm gonna try and bend it back. Hopefully we can. This metal is actually very strong. I don't know if I bend it, if it's gonna end up just breaking the motherboard, so this is a little bit risky, especially since I don't have full use of my right hand. Alright, so I'm going to use this pliers to kind of help bend this because these parts separated a little bit. I'm going to try and squeeze it back together a little. It's working, kind of. The metal's like springy, so it kind of just springs back out. Let me see if I can take this cable out. Ouch. The adhesive makes it difficult. There we go. So I'm peeling up the adhesive here. And there we go. Okay, so we got this out. If you're doing this, you want to make sure to keep yourself grounded. I am keeping myself touching the metal part of my desk. Alright. And this cable is very easy to remove. Again, you kind of just grab it and you just wiggle it as you pull. As you can see, this whole piece is moving, so you want to be careful. Try and hold that still. And there we go. That's how you would remove the charge port. Usually you can do that without taking the whole motherboard out. Alright, so let's try and bend this back. This looks really bad, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not, but I'll do what I can. So I'm going to pinch these two pieces together and try and bend that metal piece back down. It's bending a little bit, so that's good. It's not completely terrible. Okay. The problem is, if you look at this, the back, it's like super bent outwards. So this is supposed to be like lined up like straight. It's like bowing forward. And now it's gonna like bend this, so I don't know how we're going to bend that backwards. Alright, let's try and squeeze this back together a bit. I might have to lift this up some. Okay, let's lift this piece out. Now let's try and bend it back in. It's not going to be perfect, but we're just going to try and bend it back enough that it's not completely screwed up. Okay, I'm going to try and grab the back here and then use that to kind of help twist it. Okay, I don't know how we're going to do this without completely destroying that. So I'm going to push it down against the desk. Ow, I can't do that with my right hand. This. It's better, but it's still not good. So let's try and push this down here. Can't really push well with my right hand. That's kind of part of the problem. Just like that. We'll push this down. All right, let me get an HDMI cable. I'm going to plug it in and we'll see how it fits. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So I got an HDMI cable. Let's see how it can plug in. If it will even plug in. I don't know if it's going to plug in. Let's see here. Got that. Part of it's lining up. Oh, there we go. Okay, it lines up. So maybe I can use the HDMI cable to help bend this back. So now that we got it kind of in there, I'm going to use that to help bend it. I'm going to just grab hold of the board tight and use that to help bend it back. There we go. Looks like it bent back. It's pretty straight compared to before. I don't think I can completely flatten this out. So this part is like bowed down inwards. So I'm gonna have to like push this one up and then somehow bend this one up the other way. So let's see, I'm gonna grab this in the center here. And then I'll try and push down on the sides a little bit. Sorry, I know I'm not giving you guys a good view, but that's about as good as I can get it, I think, especially with only one arm working fully. All right, let's try and plug this in again. Oh, it's going to be a tough fit. It fits. Okay. Fits. Let's try and squeeze this with the HDMI cable plugged in. Okay. It fits. Hopefully I didn't destroy my HDMI cable. There we go. And now let's reassemble it. So let's grab this, flip it back over. Let's put this charge port back in. Ouch. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this line back up. Alright, we're going to have to try and get all these cables to go back on top of the motherboard. Just like this. Hold that out of the way. Get that on top. Get that out of the way. Okay. And let's get this cable out as well. Alright, I think we got all the cables back on top. As you can see, the HDMI lines up a lot better. It's still a little bit weird, but hopefully it will be okay. I'm going to test that as well. I don't know if it was working before, but at least it's more lined up now. I probably should have tested it before I started trying to bend it back. Alright, so I slid the charge port back underneath the hinge. We're going to put those screws back in. Okay, I like to loosely fit them at first, and then we'll tighten it down. Just like that. Alright, let's go ahead and put these two screws for the motherboard in. Alright, just like that. Let's go ahead and reconnect all these things. Trackpad connector. If you can, grab the blue part. It helps make it easier. get it in the slot, you'll know it goes slightly in, and then this latch will meet right with that black line. All right, keyboard connector, get it lined up, get it in. The little wings will go in further. Put the latch down. All right, speakers. This connector's a little stiff, so it's kind of tough, but just pull it back. There we go. Pinch the two together, just like this. All right, make sure that latches up. Same thing with this headphone jack. Get it lined up. The black line will stick out, that's normal. Put the latch down and it will be lined up with the latch. There we go. We got the LCD LVDS connector. Okay. It's a little bit tricky with the adhesive, but tilt it, twist it forward a little bit, get it lined up. This one you want to make sure 100% that you got it in right. Flip the latch down, because if you turn on the computer and that's not in properly, you can actually fry the circuit inside the computer. All right, I'm gonna line this up, push that into place. There we go. This one, same thing. Line it up. It's difficult to do this. Okay, there we go. I rub my finger over the top. If it doesn't move around, I know it's lined up properly. There we go. Okay, let's get this little bracket. Okay, when you put this bracket, make sure it's not cutting into the antenna. The antenna should go around it. Unscrew here. Get the screw for the antennas bracket. Ouch. I really hope you guys appreciate this. Putting myself through a lot more pain to make these videos right now. All right, get this screw in. Get this screw in. All right, get this one, this bracket in. Alright, ow, shit, my shoulder. Tighten that all the way, tighten this all the way. Alright, put this metal bracket back on. Line it up, get the screw into place. Alright, other screw, tighten that down. Alright, put back the battery. Make sure everything is reconnected. Get the battery connector lined up. Alright, I like to use the plastic part. It's hidden underneath the tape, but use that to pinch it back in. Alright, just like that. Get this all lined back up. Put back the screws. Down there, one here, and one up here. Alright, so now we got all the screws back in. Some of these models, they require you to plug it in before it will let you turn it back on. The customer didn't give me the plug, so I'm going to have to see if I have mine if it doesn't turn on. Alright, anyways, now that we got that, just snap all the edges back into place. Just like that. Go ahead and put all the screws back in. And hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Consider donating, help out the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. You're welcome to stay while I put the rest of the screws in. I'm going to see if it'll turn back on or if I need the charger. I don't know if the battery was already dead, because a lot of time Chromebooks actually turn themselves on even when like when you just turn it on or when you open the screen, even if you don't press the power button. So I'm not sure if this one, the battery might be completely dead, or hopefully it wasn't just dead, like broken when they brought it to me. So tighten that all the way in. All right, all the screws are good. And then we just cover it back up with these little plastic covers that we took out. All right, push them back into place. There we go. All right, check all around, make sure these clips are all in. It looks like some of those clips broke from when they dropped it, but there we go. Is that light on? No. Okay. So there you go. HDMI port is a lot better. There are some clips here, it looks like that they broke, but other than that, hopefully they won't complain. And I'm gonna check, make sure the HDMI port works. All right, let's power it up. Let's see if it turns on or if I need the charger. Okay, it looks like I need the charger because it's not turning on. So I'm gonna get a charger and I will be back. All right, I got a charger, so let's plug it in and let's see. Hopefully this one is good. All right, that's lit up now, so we should be good. Let's power it on. Chromebook sign is on, so that's a good sign. Looks like we're good to go. So hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, I'm gonna test the HDMI. But anyways, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share my channel with others. Again, if you can, please consider donating. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.